My name is Terry Miller, Mr. Terry Hair Design and Treatment Center, and I've been doing hair for 29 years. I started in 1975. I decided that at one point I wanted to get into treating damaged and abused hair. The reason I decided is because there was a lot of women that I've seen through the years that was having problems with their hair. So I developed some products that I have tested on actual clients who have, through the years, have seen the result of my products. When I first started with my hair oil, I started in '84, and what happened is that all the oils that I was testing on black hair, it became a problem. It became a problem because it was too oily or too thick. So what I did was I started with I had the 3 ingredients in, and I started mixing and matching, and I finally got my ingredients together, whereas I can make my oil work. And I tested on actual heads. When somebody come in and get their hair tested, that gives you an indication of where their strength and what their stretch are. That's very important when you're doing chemical service. There's other tests we was taught in beauty school about taking the strand and doing the hands and that kind of thing. But the stress test machine was a machine that give you a definite point on how to really test that hair so you can get the result that you're looking for. From there, I got into the microscope. The microscope was to give me an opportunity to look at the strand and see what the cuticles look like, so I can make a definite determination with the stress testing machine on what I need to do for the hair. I've seen hairs come in and look perfect, healthy. But once I test them on the stress test machine or the microscope, then that's when I started developing that you just can't look at somebody's hair. You have to be able to know definitely what you need to put on their hair. It's just like going to a doctor. If you go to a doctor, they don't just say, okay, something wrong with you without testing you. That's the same thing with black hair. And the most important thing we have to remember, in the black race, there's 37 to 52 different texture of hair types. And with them hair types, you have to understand what's going to work best for that individual. It's just like with your fingerprints. Your fingerprints are different. The same thing with the hair. And what might work for this client might not work for this client. But you have to find something that's going to work for the client who have that particular problem that you're trying to solve. And that's where I started developing through the years products that I felt was good for me and the client that was coming paying me the money to get their hair done, as far as getting the proper treatment for their hair. Now, I developed a buffer treatment, a strength and moisturizer treatment. I developed a protein strengthener treatment. I developed a magnesium treatment. I use different oils. I use different vitamins for the hair to get the results that I need. And with that, I decided that, okay, through the years, I've seen a lot of heads go from being bad to being good. And what had happened is that in the book, I was taught theory about different structures and different damage and different texture of the hair. But in actuality, through the years, say the 20-some years I've been doing this with damaged and abused hair, I have seen actually a head go from being bad to being good and being healthy. When I mean healthy, meaning that a hair is supposed to feel like silk. That's what hair feel like, silk. Hair don't feel like it's rough, it's not dry, it's not brittle. Black hair can be beautiful if you get the right treatment for it. So the treatment in itself have to be able to do what the client is looking for. In the last 10 years, I'll say 15 years, I've seen the black women go from being damage, more damage, and more damage today because of the weave, them braids, them dreadlocks. I've seen them hair just go down. So the thing that I'm trying to do right now is put my product on the market and show the people that, hey, I have developed a system that really works. And I know it works because I have clients who like my work, who are willing to pay the price for the service that I render. I have clients that have been with me for 10 years, 15 years. I have one client been with me 17 years, and their hair looks good. I have one client been with me for 20-something years, and her hair went from being somewhat damaged to it is as healthy today. So the thing that I want to get across is that if you are interested in treating damaged and abused hair, you have to do it the right way. The way that's going to work for you is for you to know that, without a shadow of a doubt, that when you do a client, you have to give them 110%. You can't just half stop and say, I do hair care. You don't buy a product and say because it says this product do certain things. You have to have a product that actually does the job that it's supposed to do. For instance, like a buffer treatment. A buffer treatment cleans the hair. Most people don't even understand what that means, but you must have the hair cleansed. What it does is that when you got shampoo deposit, you got buildup of relaxers deposit, you got buildup of stress deposit, then you have a problem where the buildup get to a point where it just causes the hair not to get the function that it needs. So when you put shampoo on top of shampoo, perm on top of perm, you cause damage. So you're supposed to clean. And from there, I kind of split it down the center. Then I take me a rat tail comb it down, go at the crown of the head. That's where I usually take the hair. Some people say, well, why don't you take it all over here and take the hair that come out? No, you want the hair on the scalp, the one that the blood's been feeding. And then I kind of get a couple strands. We want long strands so we can put it in the machine. Taking something, I got two right here, two good ones. I cut it close to the scalp as possible. I'll take the strands out of hair. Then I go back over to my Then I take my stress test machine and I'm gonna put her hand here and see what she tests like. Now this here gonna give me the strength and stretch of her hair. It's gonna tell me how strong her hair is and how resistant her hair is. And then from there, we're gonna look at it under the microscope. You tighten these up. Now I've been having this machine here since 1978. That's when I bought it. Got it from Jerry Mac back in the day. And I tell you, it's been a big help for me. Okay. Make sure you do it right. I like to always do it right. Tighten these up. Then you turn it and see where your numbers come up at. Now she don't have anything. She don't have no perm. She don't have nothing, she says. But on her strength, she tested, last time, well, I can say, on her strength, she tested about a 1 and a 9/10. I always like to write this down. Strength, 1 and a 9/10. You take off that, she got 9/10. That's how strong her hair is. That's very weak. Her stretch, it's like a 2.5. Take off that, 1, got 1 here. And that's weak, that's resistant. Now this is not something that happened overnight. This is a process that takes time. Everybody's hair act a little different than others, so you know, you got to be able to let a client know don't put them on no timetable. Let's see, I'm trying out here. Can y'all see that? Wow. She got a lot of damage in her hair. Her cuticles closed, they're broken, they're resistant. I tell you one thing, she don't need to be putting down on her hair no chemicals on her hair if she don't have any. So, once I do that, then I just have to tell the client what she needs, what I would recommend for her. The strength of her hair, now by she not having a chemical in her hair, I'm talking to you too now.
Listening.
By you not having a chemical in your hair, in other words, just the cellophane, even with the cellophane,
Right.
I still need to know what that ingredient is, ammonia in there, then we can I kind of know, but you test one at a 9/10 already, you take off one that's 9/10, so that means your strength of your hair is very weak. Okay, well you should be without anything in your hair, no perm, no more in the cellophane. You should be a high 5 or a 7, but 9 is really is normal because you don't have no chemical. Okay, so you way off the ball. All right, your stretch, that's your elasticity. Ability of your hair to stretch out before it breaks, return. Now, you tested a 2.5, take off 1, you're 1.5. So with that 1.5, your hair is very resistant, meaning that water, shampoo, chemicals, or anything you put on the hair, even the cellophane, probably doing a coach anyway, probably did some damage because depending on how long they let it sit on there, and by your hair being resistant, it took time enough for your hair to kind of grab that, and it didn't grab that, you know what I'm saying? So that's when you start having damage. Now, with that, you got to get a lot of that off your hair. I mean, you got to get a lot of that buildup that you got on your hair, 'cause that's what this is. Where you should be, well, with you having anything in your hair, you should be a 7.
Okay.
And you're not. So that means your hair is resistant. Now you say you've been getting your hair pressed and curled. Then you've been hot curling it because they've been flat ironed, right? Okay, press and curl, depending on the heat, your hair is fine. Melt down the cuticle of your hair, cause damage. Okay, hot iron, flat iron, depending on how hot it is, still the same thing. So what your hair is dry. Now, I'm looking at you right now, as I'm sitting here, as I look at your hair, I can see through it. That means your hair is thin. Okay. So now what you have to determine, how are we going to go from these numbers to build it up and get the look you want as far as your hair getting healthy. First thing I recommend that you get is a buffer treatment. And what that is to cleanse everything off your hair. That's the number one thing I recommend. Because without that, nothing else works. You need a lot of strengthening and moisturizer treatment. With day we'll put you on the steamer, but after I do the buffer, I really see what your hair look like.
Okay.
Now, I'm kind of punting in my brains because by you not having nothing in your hair while your test is so low, you're not on any medication. You told me about some things, but that's a lot of that has something to do. But those are really no numbers. If you had a perm, I can kind of deal with that. But by you not having a perm, so this is going to be a challenge to really work with your hair to get your hair in good shape. Now I'm going to tell you this now. You're a good candidate for a hair loss if you're not careful. Okay. Whereas with these low numbers, your hair can and it will fall out. And if it ever kill a propeller, that will make the hair grow, the propeller, it will not grow back again.
Okay.
So you need to start being very conscious, very serious about what you're going to do with your hair if you want to save it. Because you don't have the type of hair where you can play with it and try different things because it look good or because it's the style.
Right.
Okay, because see, if you had walked in somewhere and they looked at you and they said, "Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do a perm because you got a head of hair.
Yeah.
And then you they do it, then all of a sudden you say, well, my hair came out. Because, not faulting them, but they just didn't know. And this is what I do. See what I'm saying? But the thing is that I think if we do the buffer first, that's number one. That's to cleanse the hair and get everything off the hair. Then we're going to do the strengthen and the moisturizer. Then we're going to see how the hair look. I might have to put a little magnesium in there because by you being no strength, that's just amazing. But this is a challenge to me. I like this kind of stuff. I like this just get my blood flowing. I'm at the shampoo bowl. So what I'm getting ready to do now, since we test her hair, she came up a 2. It took off a point of 1.9 tenths, I think that's what it is. Her hair is very resistant. So when you apply water to her hair, it has to stay on there a minute, so you kind of saturate it. And believe it or not, even though she says she don't have a perm, her hair seems like it's over processed. That's why she needs this strength, see? You see what I'm saying? That's when her strength. Now, you'll see a different once her hair starts getting in really good shape, but you're going to see a different hair after you put the treatment on. Right now, this is the buffer treatment. I put it in this container that I use. Just going to get all the buildup off her hair. It's puzzling to me how somebody can be going in the salon for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and then they end up bald head. And when they get to me, I say, well, have you ever had a buffer? No. Well, that's the problem. So that's kind of just something, a puzzle for me. Is that I wanted to stay on her hair and let the maximum time is 10 minutes. Give her the maximum time so I can get as much buildup off her hair as possible. Because when I was rinsing her hair out, her hair had a lot of buildup on it. We talked about that when we pre-examined her, and as I was washing her and was pulling it up, it just seemed like she didn't have nothing going on. There wasn't no body, wasn't no elasticity in it. So we're gonna let her process the ingredients in there, gonna work it, and gonna just strip everything, but not hit her hair. Won't strip the oils out. You're just gonna take all the coating off the outer layer, that is the cuticle, and then once that is done, then I'm gonna shampoo it, put a good strength of moisturizer, might add a little magnesium to it, and then put it on the steamer. Okay, this is the steamer that I use for the hair, and what it does is help with blood circulation of the hair. The scalp, for the blood to circulate into the scalp. It get all the toxin and the buildup off the hair and the scalp, so it can get so the product that I put on the hair can better penetrate. Also, it adjusts the pH balance of the hair, bring the hair back to a neutral state. Then also, when somebody got thin in hair, to add body to the hair. And the most important thing is that the steam in itself, like when you use the dryer, that's hot heat. And what that does, that rise everything up. But with the steamer, it's open up the cuticle. And when it open it up, it let the product that you put on the hair, you got to have the right kind, that will penetrate inside that cortex. It adds moisture and strength, and you want to lock it in. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to rinse this out. I'm not going to shampoo it, I'm just going to rinse it. You want this still stem, just get some of the coating off of this. It's not a coating, but really just rinse it off, and we're going to put it back on the steamer, and we're going to let it process. Now I'm taking a applicator thing, and I'm going to start spreading it out through her hair. We're going to put it back into the hair. So this is a natural super pack. It's a lot of oils, herbs, and got a lot of little stuff in there. So if y'all need it, just call Mr. T. And we'll show you how to do it, and I guarantee you it'll work for you. Plus the smell is really good. It got coffee in it also. I'll just say that much. I'll be questioning that. And I keep this product, as I do other products, into the should I say refrigerator instead of ice box? Okay, this is the second set of treatments you're gonna get with the steamer. This is what I call a super pack. It's a lot of herbs and moisturizer and strengthen that I'm putting into the hair. And we're gonna let the strengthen get in. We already done did the magnesium the first time with the oil. So now I'm just putting it into the hair because the cuticles are wide open. We're gonna try to get deeper and deeper into the cortex. Try to bring that strength back up, bring her stretch back up, and then get the look that she's looking for so we can get her. I done brought her back from the steamer again with the super treatment on her hair. You can see now, I done penetrated into her shaft, hair shaft and everything. The hair feeling so good, smooth, silky. Not because of the cream, because of all the ingredients. Got a nice fragrance to it. We're gonna rinse it and we're gonna shampoo it one more time. Just get the buildup off of it. And then she's gonna be ready for styling. Now this is some hair food. It's a cream rinse that I'm using to put on the hair. Just get the tangles off. This is some of my oil that Mr. Terry used. I'm just gonna use just a teeny bit on her hair. Okay. Now she don't have no perm in her hair, so we're gonna try to see about a roller set on her. She says she been getting her hair press and curl, but I don't think that's necessary to do no press and curl. Let me see, can I roll it? Yeah, this is my gel that I make up. And I wanted the gel that wasn't hard and make the person hair hard. Just something to lay the hair down, give it a little more style. And once you comb it out, it just come on out. And we're gonna put some around the hairline so it can be smooth and pretty when we get through setting. And you'll see once we get through with the set, that it's gonna give her a little bit more style in her hair. You can see that already. She said that she take about 25 minutes. But the ingredients that I put in her hair, it's gonna take a while because they got to dry in. You got to lock in. I want to have it be completely dry because I don't want no molecules or any moisture get on her hair so it can revert the hair back because she don't have a perm in her hair. She's got a natural hair. And we want to keep her hair straight as long as possible. So it's going to take about 45 minutes, maybe a little longer because of the super pack and the magnesium to help dry that hair in. And after that, we style and see how it goes from there. Okay, my client been saying that she was dry and it only take her 30 minutes. But as I was saying earlier, when you use treatments in the hair, the right kind, it take a minute because you want to lock the treatment inside the cortex. So here, you can tell when somebody's dry. Now, she don't have a perm in her hair, but see, her hair, when you see these little waves in the hair, it's not completely dry yet. So that means that anytime moisture hit her hair, it'll free it back up. So what you want to do, when I pull this hair out, instead of this hair having a crinkle, I want this hair to be smooth around this rod. So when I pull it out, it's just going to be just curl up just like this hair without the length. And you can see here, you can see the little waves in here. You see the little waves in there. Down in here is pretty good, but up in here, she's not completely dry. So it take a minute for a while, and sometimes they have to go, sometimes 45, sometimes 50, 55 minutes to get their hair dry. Once they do that, they set, and their hair has been completely done and ready to perform. Okay, we done did this process of drying her hair, so we're gonna take it down. Now she's dry. See how that hair curl back up? That's it. Okay, we ready now. There we go. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Pretty. Like a whole different head. All right.
Okay, you can start turning it now.
Okay, turn around now. All right, this is the finished product. This is wash, analyzation. This is Mr. treatment of magnesium, super pack that I call it, with a lot of herbs and moisturizer. She don't have any chemicals in her hair, but this is the way it looks because of her hair texture. But this is just the first treatment, and as the treatment continues, our hair will greatly improve. I have advised the clients to sleep on a satin pillowcase. I have advised her to stay away from cotton. And as far as oil on the scalp, her scalp looks real good. I use some oil in the magnesium. I had oil in the super pack, so she got enough oil in her scalp right now. In about 7 to 10 days, I know she needs to come back on that 14th day to get her hair done, so we can continue on with the process of rebuilding her hair to be a healthy head of hair. The client, she's very happy with it, and it looked great to me from what she looked like before. That's what my job is about. I'm done. Mm-hmm.